Hello everyone, welcome to the online video tutorial series of Computer Network subject. I am Dishan Singh, Assistant Professor in IT-ICT Department of LJ Institute of Engineering and Technology. In this video, I will start a new unit number 5 of your syllabus, unit number 5 data link layer. So let's start. What are the contents will be covered in data link layer? So let's understand the outline of data link layer. So in this unit, we will understand first what is the role of data link layer in our TCP/IP model, which already covered in our basics of unit number 1. Then after, I will briefly explain the services of data link layer, where exactly it is used while we are transferring our packet from source to destination. Then after, we will learn in detail different error correction and detection techniques, which will be used when our data packets will be transferred from source to destination. And if any mistake will be occur, if any packets will be lost, if data of the packet will be changed, then how can we detect that? For that, we will learn different error correction and detection techniques. Then after, we will briefly understand different algorithm of multiple access protocol. So when we are talking about the multiple access protocol, that means if we are sharing a shared medium, shared channel is there, and number of users want to access those channel for transferring the data item. So what happen if the same channel will be used by the multiple user at the same time? Then here collision may be occur. So how can we avoid this? For that, we will learn different multiple access protocol, and then after we will learn related to our data link layer. So let's start with our first topic, introduction to data link layer. So for that, to learn data link layer, we are understanding some basic terminologies which will be used for data transferring. So when we are transferring our data from source to destination, we know some specific TCP/IP and OSI model is used. In that, our data will be accepted by our application layer, then after it will filter by the different layer at the sender side, and then our data will be transmitted through different medium, that is our network core, and at the receiver side it will be picked by physical to application layer. So in between, number of terminologies will be used. For data link layer, we are understanding one basic term, that is all about the node. So node will be here number of host or router that are responsible for sending or transferring our packets from one phase to another phase. So your communication channel that connects multiple nodes, that will be known as a links here. So for example, we have host, X host and Y host. So that host will be known as a nodes. But to connect both the hosts, we require one channel. That channel will be known as a link. So in real time, we already know that link may be wired link or wireless link. If we are using Wi-Fi connection, that it might be wireless. If we are using LAN technologies, different LAN technologies, or normal connection oriented technologies that is relevant to wire, then it is a wired links. Also, when we are talking about the data which will be transferred by, manufactured by our data link layer, that is known as a frame. So that frame will be encapsulated that data is known as a datagram. So when we are using the data link layer, it has responsibility to transferring datagram from one node to adjacent nodes from source to destination using the links. So when we are talking about the main role of our data link layer, it will take from the upper layer, that is our network layer, then it proceed and it will send to the that lower level, that is our physical layer. So data link layer will process the data that in the form of packets that will be sent by network layer. Process that data are known as now frames, and now that frame will be converted into the row bits, number of 0101 bits, and that bits will be put on our links. That link may be wired or wireless, that will be provided by our physical layer. So now understand next what are the services is provided by our data link layer. So when we are talking about the services of data link layer, first is very important, that is all about the framing, or we can say that it is all about the link access. So when our data will be getted by our particular data link layer from the network layer, now the responsibility of each and layer of our TCP/IP or OSI model is that it's added its particular header of that particular layer. For example, if the data is getted by if the data is gets by our network layer, then what happen here? Network layer is providing some services, but it adds header information of network layer. The same way what happen here when we are getting the data from the network to data link layer will edit its heading information. That heading information is basically identify that packets from source to destination and also receiver side. So when the number of machines are using that particular packets or frame and multiple access layer protocols are use that particular data, at that time it will be useful. So data will be encapsulated and it will be used. Now move to the second one, that is all about the reliable delivery between node to node. So here we are talking about the reliability. So when we are talking about the reliability, that means a particular user or source to destination is ensured that my packet is successfully delivered. So when we are talking about the delivery of data, then always wide medium having highest probability than the wireless medium. So when the data link layer is used wide medium, it having the higher reliability than compared to wireless medium. Now we are moving to the remaining services. That is all about the flow control, error control, then error correction and detection techniques, then half duplex and full duplex channel time. So when we are talking about the flow control, so flow control is all about the pace or speed. From that speed, our data will be transformed from source to destination. If sender is capable to send the data rate of 10 Mbps, then it is sending. But if receiver is not capable, then what happens? So that is the responsibility of source and destination. Before transmitting the data, they know each other. What are the particular speed of that particular our data link? So flow control will be helpful to pace the data rates between source to destination. Next one is error correction. So when we are talking about the error correction and detection, that methods will be used to correct and detect the particular error that are founded during the transmission of particular frame from source to destination. So here error caused by signal attenuation, we can say it will be a noise that, but at the receiver side, if receiver detects that that is not my data which I want from the source, then how it will be identified that is the noise, attenuation or original data, that will be used by our error detection. At the receiver side, if you want to manage that correction that will be founded at the receiver side, then receiver is identifying what is the exactly problem or what is the exact data will be altered and corrects the number of bits without the resorting the retransmission. So there is no need of retransmission of that particular bits. That is all about the error correction. For the both, we are learning different method. For example, for that parity bit, CRC, checksum methods will be used for error detection and correction. Next one is all about the half duplex and full duplex channel capabilities. So when we are talking about the half duplex channel capabilities, then it will use a one-way traffic communication. At a time we can send only data or we can receive the data. But when we are talking about the full duplex, then it will send and receive both the data simultaneously. So that is the service provided by our data link layer. Now, where you see exactly data link layer is implemented in your machine. So when we are talking about the our particular motherboard chipset in our machine, that is the example of our link layer. So let's understand that thing here using this particular. So here CPU is available in our this chip, memory is available. In that one controlling part is that controlling part is connected with our physical communication. So here our network adapter card is available. Network adapter card, that is known as a NIC, network adapter card, or we in a real time we are understanding that what that we also know the chip. From that our data will be transferred from source to destination chipset. So that is implementation of our data link. So that data, our wire or wireless, for that we required one chip. From that our data will be transferred at our machine. That chipset having the implementation of our data link layer. Also we can manage that port of that chipset. So we can say that it is a combination of hardware and software both. So if we want to manage our data link layer, we have both the combination of hardware, software and firmware. So it is the availability, as per the availability, how it is implemented in our particular machine. So what happened, what is the role of that? So at the sender side, what happened here? It encapsulates the datagram in the form of frame. It adds the error checking bits if any bits of particular data item is available or not. Then it also contains the RDT, that already you know what is RDT, reliable data transmission, which will be a part of our transport layer. It also manages the flow control, and then it will send the data. Now at the receiving side, what happened? It looks the error, RDT and flow control, that will be managed by our sender. It extracts the datagram, that will be encapsulated and passed to the upper layer at the receiver side. So the task is very clear here. It gets the data from the network layer, encapsulate that datagram, then provide the service of our error controlling bit, flow controlling bit, RDT, and process to the receiver. At the receiver side, the reverse side process will be performed. So that is the task and implementation of our link layer. Now in the next video, I will cover in detail what are the different error detection and correction techniques will be used. But before that, I overview of that type of techniques. So that will basically we will learn three techniques: parity checking, checksum and CRC. So when we are talking about the parity checking, then it generates 1 and 2 dimensional of parity, that is based on the odd even parity. Checksum will be counted on the basis of 2's complement, and the last one is your use CRC, that is cyclic redundancy check. So thank you for watching this video. In next video I will cover in detail what are the error detection and correction techniques will be used by data link layer. Thank you for watching this video.